Hi, I'm Mackenzie McDonald, and this is my husband Brad, and Doug Hutchins helped us buy and sell our house in Castle Pines.
Doug also helped us find our house, and interestingly enough, when we hired Doug, we had a house that we had found and were in love with. And so Doug got on it and did the same type of valuation and did market valuation research, and actually, and this is probably the first time I've ever heard this out of a real estate agent, but he thought that he didn't think that the offering price or the selling price was justifiable, and so he gave us his research on what he thought the range should be, and again, it was objective. He showed us the facts of, here's how I got to that valuation. He said, now that said, you love the house, let's go for it. So he wasn't trying to talk us out of it, but the thing I appreciated is knowing when we were going in with an offer, is it priced right? Are we paying too much? Are we getting a deal? And he just helped us make a fact-based decision.
And we needed that, because as hard as we tried not to get emotionally attached to the house, we did. We fell in love with the house. Yeah. So we kind of needed that voice of reason to say, okay, I understand you love this house, but do you want to overpay for a house that I don't think it's worth it? So yeah, it was great having that feedback.
And then just even the strategies that Doug took us through, because the valuation was here, the sales price was here, but then there's the strategy of what sort of offers can you make to get the house if you really want it, and you understand that you're probably going to pay more than what it's valued, but how much are you willing to pay, and what are the different strategies? I just remember doing a lot of that with Doug too, and then he kind of forced us to go out and see some others just for comparison purposes. Again, the fact that Doug's been through almost every house in Castle Pines and knows, it helps. He's not just kind of blowing smoke or throwing fluff at you. So I really appreciated that.
And then when we did find the house that we ended up purchasing, he came at a moment's notice. We called him and said, look, this house we saw a coming soon sign, it's going on the market, we want to go through this house, and he made it happen. He never said to us, look, I can't make it happen, I can't do this, I can't. Yeah, on the long weekend, he was always just there for us, and it was always about us and what we wanted, which was great, at which then you build a trust with somebody.
That's right. Yeah, and every house we went through between the one that we loved and thankfully we didn't get, and the one we ended up buying, as you walk through the house, Doug was prepared. He'd hand you your clipboard so you could take notes, but he would objectively walk you through the house and talk about the flooring or the windows or the height of the doors or the materials used in the sink or whatever, how it added value or took value away relative to what's available in the marketplace. And it was things that
he's so knowledgeable.
Some of us hadn't even thought about before. You didn't necessarily look at those things. You kind of just taking in the whole picture, and to help kind of break it down and help you make a factual decision was helpful. And so that was great. Then when we found the house we liked, he didn't have a lot of critical commentary to point out. So I think we knew that when we loved it, and if Doug seemed to like it too, then maybe this was the one. So and he worked he was working that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the long weekend, doing research valuations, because he couldn't believe the price that we that it was going for, and so we moved fast.
And then during the negotiations, there was a point where we could not be contacted. We had a family situation, and Doug handled everything for us, and it got pretty contentious with the negotiations, and we had no idea because he couldn't contact us. So then by the time he was able to contact us, come to find out, he worked everything out, which was fantastic. I mean, you just don't have to worry about the little stuff at all with him.
Some of our demands led us to not have a contract during that period that he just talked about, and we didn't even realize it, because we were preoccupied with other things. But if there was anyone that could take care of it, certainly we were confident that Doug had it. So, and as we sit here today, we still can't believe that this is our house. So we really appreciate everything Doug did, and now Doug's a friend again, from flyer to friend.